Welcome back. This is the May edition of Birds at Rocky Pool, and what a start! The forest wagtail that we saw at the end of April is still here. And also an Acacius bulbul. We are right at the northernmost end of this bird's range in Thailand, so it's great to see it again. Now, I must apologise for the errors in the date and time. I was away for a while and had someone else change the batteries on the camera, which requires resetting the date and time information. Fortunately, they got the correct month and day, but of course it should be 2024, not 2022, and AM and PM were completely beyond them, I'm afraid. Obviously, we are not in the Arctic Circle, so please just change those around. May the 4th, Star Wars Day, and the forest wagtail is still here. I believe this has been about a week now, or is it different individuals passing through? Lesser necklace laughing thrush, gorgeous birds. It seems to be a thing here that we get a lot of visitors in the early afternoon as the day really warms up. Some greater necklace laughing thrush joining in. And at the back, white-crested laughing thrush. Very reminiscent of Adam Ant in the Prince Charming video. Similar attitude. You can see from the information at the bottom, this is all still early afternoon on May 4th, but the temperature is rising sharply. And of course a crested goshawk, one of our most regular birds here. May 5th now, and the Ochraceus bulbul on a morning visit. And a black-headed bulbul, a bird which is abundant here at some times of the year, but which I haven't seen for several months. I wonder why. An oriental magpie robin, a very common bird here of course, but which only occasionally comes to the pool. Eastern spotted doves, on the other hand, are always around. It's interesting how often the racket-tailed tree pies are here in the company of hair-crested drongos. As well as these greater racket-tailed drongos. One of them missing its right tail filament there. Now I wonder what all this fuss is about. Here we are, just 40 minutes later, But is this still the same bird? Or was that first one a juvenile, perhaps, and the parent was on the perch above the pool? Then another 20 minutes later, and the other birds have the courage to come back in again. And a typically late bath for the yellow-bellied warblers. Again, we see a lot of activity around 1 p.m. onwards. One of my favourite birds. And the same pair of greater racket-tailed drongos again. And look at this, May 6th, the last appearance this year for the forest wagtail, and really living up to its name. And a dark-necked tailor bird. Here, a very late drink for the crested goshawk. This is the kind of thing I've seen at other bird hides, where they typically arrive when it's nearly dark and there's not enough light to film. And now a new bird for us, a bittern, a cinnamon bittern, I believe. And the crested goshawk is back, and there's no sign of the bittern. I suspect there could be a pun there somewhere. A female black-naped monarch would like a bath, but is intimidated by the presence of the drongo. And our only visit this month by a green-billed malcoa. How curious. And now the following day, and the bittern is back, in exactly the same spot. Other birds come and go, but the bittern is still there. A little animation. And a little slow motion action. White-rumped munias always like to bathe together. Actually, I have deliberately used these pebbles to create shallower and deeper areas of water to see how this affects the bird's behavior. The munias seem to prefer this particular spot. And the white-rumped shama really living up to its name. To give you a heads up, from 9th May onwards we had a lot of rain this year, torrential, and I took the camera to another location for a couple of weeks, but I didn't get very much there, so I brought it back to Rocky Pool at the end of the month, and as you will see, thank goodness I did. Oh, and look at this, the Malayan night heron, my first clip from Rocky Pool. I captured it several times previously at Turtle Pool over many months, both the juvenile, like this one, and an adult. This bird should not be resident here where I live, but I am beginning to hope that perhaps it is. And how about this? A crested goshawk drinking in the rain. This is the start of a very wet spell for us. Now the 27th of May, and I've brought the camera back just in time to get a proper look at a shikra. And at last, something I was hoping for so much this rainy season, our first visit from blue-winged pitter. The early bird, well, you know the rest. And it is the preferred food of these pitters. Great to see the Malayan night heron again, and you can hear the pitters calling in the background on this clip. The forest is really very wet now. Last year, a pair of blue-winged pitters made a nest just to the right of this pool. And I'm very much hoping that this pair will do the same over the coming month or so.